I just sent this newsletter about rest, and I've been working on this series of writing around burnout and meditation, and it seems to come on really slowly, and I only seem to do it when I set myself a deadline. So it's coming along, but the second part of that is about resting. So I'm going to do a meditation here focused on rest. And so the first thing to say here is resting is a skill, and it helps to have an intention of resting for the benefit of others. So I'm just going to drop that in now. If you rest and you build your own capacity, you can be more available, more present, have more resources to offer. So I'm just going to frame it as that. I'll talk a bit more about that during the meditation. And the second thing I just want to mention before we get into it is it helps to create a space where you can feel really comfortable, feel as safe and secure as you possibly can, and maybe even for today, do a little extra to feel super cozy in your meditation. So if you want to lie down, you can, as long as you don't get too sleepy doing that. Or if you do lie down, it helps to have the knees bent, so it's like supported lying. That can be helpful. Or maybe you just find you've got an extra cushion, or you can set yourself up in a way where it feels comfortable, making sure you're sitting in a nice spot. You've got something nice under your body. Okay, so let's jump into it. We'll do a practice around rest. So as you get set up and make your way to your very, very cozy and comfortable meditation posture, I'll just invite you to do a few small movements. So just checking in with the body. It can be really nice to do some shoulder rolls, rolling the shoulders back and then rolling them forward. You might like to yawn, maybe even raise your arms above your head. Maybe a little twist. One side, then the other. And then just any movements that would feel good for you for today. And then, when you're ready, coming into your meditation posture. And so the posture should have a balance between being relaxed and alert. And here, give a little extra attention to the relaxed side. Make sure you feel really supported, so your weight is being really comfortably held. Check the placement of your legs, the placement of your hands. Have that natural curve in the spine. And finding that sense of alignment, like a stack of coins, where each vertebrae supports the next. Spine is aligned. Your weight is being held and supported. And you can keep your eyes open if you'd like, or you can close them, up to you. And set an intention here for rest. Now, rest is essential to being a human, being in a human body. We need rest time to balance our time of activity. And while we have time sleeping, it's also so beneficial to have time when we're resting, but alert, present. In some ways, this affords an even deeper sense of rest. And here, set this intention to rest for the benefit of others. As you learn the skills to rest, as you rest well, as you really allow yourself to rest, you'll build more and more capacity, which you can then channel outwards. It will ripple out to all those around you. You'll show up from a resourced place with presence and kindness. Now come into the present moment. Notice the sounds you can hear. I'm hearing the sound of the fan, hearing the sound of my computer, the sound of my voice. Letting all sounds wash over you. Letting each sound be exactly as it is, as it arises and passes. Each moment of the fan sound washing over you. And then notice the sensations of the body. Notice the feeling of being supported. How your body is being held. The weight of your body, the gravity is being met by the chair or cushion or floor or bed. Notice any other body sensations that are present. Feeling in the hands, sensations of the breath, feeling warmth or coolness. And here, find a sensation that feels grounding for you. Find what feels relatively stable and feels settling. Might be your feet on the floor, might be your butt on the cushion, might be the feeling in the hands, might be the breath, might be a sound or a visual sensation. Just find what for you feels grounding. And then hang out with that. Allow yourself to settle in. Allow yourself to be anchored. And this grounding sensation is your presence anchor. Gives you something to return back to. Something to help you settle anytime you start drifting away. And this is our first touch point for resting. Can you find something in the body that feels grounding? And can you rest with that? Can you rest into that? Even if it's for just a moment, you might get distracted, and just gently coming back. Gradually building this sense of safety, sense of security, and being at home with these sensations, with your present moment experience. Good. You can allow your presence anchor to move into the background. And here I'm going to offer guidance for following the breath as the next meditation object. If the breath doesn't work for you, feel free to stay with your presence anchor. And so if you are following the breath, just gently bring your attention to the sensations. Notice the sensations at the edges of the nostrils or on the upper lip. You might also notice the sensations in the chest, the rise and fall of the abdomen. You might even feel the breath throughout the whole body. Come to rest your attention on the sensations of the breath. And just by taking an interest in the sensations, and caring about them, they'll move into the foreground. the same time, you can let everything else be in the background. Breath in the foreground, everything else in the background. Anytime you notice that something else is in the foreground, or try to appreciate that moment of recognition. Be glad that you noticed. And then gently bring your attention back to the sensations of the breath. Now, focusing on the breath is a way to give the mind something to do. Giving the mind something to be engaged in that is restful itself, but it also helps to cut down on the mental proliferation. The mind calms when we don't fuel the thinking. We're not feeding into more and more thinking. Simply by attending to something in our experience that's neutral, something in the present moment. And so, as you bring your attention to the breath and return back to the breath each time attention moves, you'll find that you gradually spend more and more of your time with the breath. The body relaxes, the mind settles. And as this calming occurs, the attention becomes more and more stable. Just gradually, bit by bit. And here, really give yourself permission to rest, to just stay with the breath. Permission to ignore everything else that could capture your attention. Good. Now, as you stabilize your attention, I want you to also become aware of resting into the body. So with each breath, each cycle of the breath becomes a way to rest more deeply into the body. Each exhale allows for a little bit of release and relaxation. Each breath is a reminder of being in a body that breathes. And with each breath, feel yourself dropping down into the body. Rest the mind into the body. Rest the body into the earth. Continually releasing, relaxing, grounding. And here, notice as well if there's anything coming up that stands in the way of resting. You might feel agitation, there might be thinking, there might be boredom, restlessness, maybe some other emotion. There might also be a sense of doing, or needing to do something, needing to control. And here, just step back. Just let everything come to rest. Even if there are thoughts, emotions, feelings present, just by not engaging, they will gradually come to rest. Everything returns to stillness. Now, notice the awareness Notice that you are resting into an awareness. Even when you are not doing anything at all, there is still knowing. There is still clarity. Here, give up all doing. Make the practice completely effortless. No meditator. Just this knowing. Completely rest. Resting as awareness.